All right, all right. Welcome to everyone tuning in today for our next TezTalks Live. I'm William McKenzie of TC, and I'll be hosting today's stream with Oliver Simon of Blockwatch Data. I'm sure you all have seen the recent youves release by now and the crazy momentum already with that. But today's guest, who's making another appearance back to TezTalks, is going to talk a bit more about that and shed some more light into the scope. So with that, welcome back, Alessandro. How are things today?
Yeah, very good. Thanks. Hi, William. Hi, Oliver. Very excited to be on this TezTalks and very excited about the various topics we're going to touch on.
Awesome.
Also, we're glad to have you back on. I think last time was December also, should have been.
Yeah.
Before we get this kicked off, let me mention that we'll be having another Tezos branded Ledger Nano S hardware wallet device to give away. And to participate, all you have to do is wait for the announcement of a keyword, which you will then enter into the chat, and a random winner will be chosen during the show. So good luck there from us.
Good luck and stick around. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Maybe you can share a bit more about what's been going on at Papers and abroad since our last TezTalk, Alessandro.
Yeah, sure. So one of the exciting projects that Papers got the chance to be working on was also youves. So together with Ubinetic, who is basically the technical implementator of the youves platform, and also launcher, if you want, of the platform, Papers managed to deliver the various expertise needed to build up such a platform on the technical side. But as you all know, it's not just the technical side which is important for such a platform. And so it's a joint effort, definitely not just a thing with Papers.
Yeah, to intro the project a little more, Alessandro, do you want to talk about how the project came to be? What like is the general vision behind it?
Yes, sure. So, I mean, in the end, the overall vision of youves is that it should be a platform where people are able to basically create synthetic assets. Now we're starting the platform with a single, rather boring, if you ask me, asset, which is the US dollar. But the idea is really not to stop there, but have a much cover many more use cases that we are not even thinking about. And these kind of use cases could be, for instance, the ability to create a synthetic asset that represents the value of a specific car type. If we think about old timers, cars that appreciate in value or maybe not, it's very difficult for people to invest in those if they don't own a garage, if they don't own all the stuff that goes with it. And if you are able to basically create a synthetic asset out of it, you can really already start investing in, or start owning a token that will behave like the value of a car already by spending just a fraction of what it would cost you to buy a car, and then also the whole garage behind it. But this is just one example. The other example would be also fine wine. Basically everything that has a data feed, that has a price feed, can be synthesized. At the moment, we're creating, or we're launching with this US dollar a tracker engine that has as the goal to basically make sure that the synthetic token, which is UUSD, tracks the price of the normal dollar. We're taking the feed from various sources and putting them inside, and the whole thing is governed by smart contracts. That's maybe also important to say, and has taken a lot of the inspiration from Colibri on Tezos and also MakerDAO on Ethereum. I think what the main thing, however, to highlight here is really the fact that we see this as just one asset and one engine, and we foresee that there is a lot more that can be done with smart contracts and data coming from the outside on-chain.
Sounds good. Yeah, so let's dive into that a little bit more, given that there's a governance token on youves and that you are issuing this first, that you have issued this first token USD. What does the process look like for additional assets to be issued on the platform?
Yes, so very soon we'll be tracking other currencies, basically using the exact same system. However, what will happen also in parallel is that the whole governance mechanism around it will evolve more and more. At the moment, I mean, there were absolutely no U tokens pre-minted. This means that they are quite scarce at the moment and not well. I mean, they're about to get distributed to all the people as they mint. They start getting U tokens. Since this cold start wouldn't allow us to have a large portion of governance token holders, we decided to start with a multi-signature for the governance process of 7 parties. That that's the start. But what is important is that the governance process should really then basically put the U token holders in the driver's seat of deciding which asset is going to get listed, or which asset or which changes need to be performed to the whole reward system if there are changes needed, and so on and so forth. The idea is that all of these parameters, all of basically the engine choices, Oracle choices, will be in the hands of the U governance token holders.
Amazing. Yeah, it does make a lot of sense to bootstrap the network with like a multi-sig, a party of multi-sig participants. We've seen similar structure in Wrap protocol, right? And then eventually decentralizing the protocol as time goes on. I was wondering though, beyond UUSD, do you have specific plans to issue like the UBTC or UETH or something like that in the immediate future?
Yes, there is a Discord chat with youves, and we'll be asking around which one people would like to see first. We do have a couple of ideas because we simply know what is possible, and we'll then ask around what people think that should be listed next. I think the UBTC and UETH are definitely something that should be there in the short future, but short-term future. But I think, we'll also listen to the feedback that comes on the Discord channel there.
Yeah, I think expanding off that, it's pretty exciting what you can do on Tezos now, and kind of the availability that we now have for some of these more extensive applications to begin to spring up. With youves, I know you mentioned a few examples, but maybe you can say what excites you the most coming in the future, Alessandro?
Yeah, sure. I mean, the system that we have launched with is quite collateral intensive. So it requires 3 times the amount of Tez as collateral in order to then be minting 1 unit of USD. I think that basically, and we're currently working on a system where it's possible to just collateralize the difference and not collateralize the full amount. So basically resulting in the exact same mechanism for the people and the exact same user experience, but with way less collateral, because you don't need to collateralize the whole amount, just the delta. It will be something different than a fully collateralized UUSD like it is now, but this is something that excites me quite a lot, yes. And we just launched, so already that is
Right.
quite an excitement to see what is going to happen as well.
Yeah,
congratulations on that launch.
Definitely.
Thank you. Yeah, and you can also hear it that I mean, it's now been like 13-14 hours straight of being awake, coding, deploying stuff, and yeah, my cognitive skills are drastically reducing as well.
You're doing well. All right,
Thanks.
Alessandro, I want to ask you, so people in the Tez community, I guess, sort of know you in the capacity of CEO for Papers, and now you've launched this, like you're also co-founder for this new company, Ubinetic. And Ubinetic, from my understanding, is building Oracle solutions. So would you like to delve a little deeper into why you see the need to do something like this?
Yeah, sure. So when we started the project with youves, we needed an Oracle because we need outside data to be on-chain, available on-chain, so that the smart contracts are able to enforce certain rules. And there were a couple of options available. The best option would have been to use the Harbinger Oracle that is already there, which I really like. Also the way that they're basically bringing on-chain price data. However, the issue or shortcoming that we had was that we needed a system that allows us, or allows our users to be creative and basically choose whichever data source that they want for then being able to create their own synthetic asset, synthetic token. And if you have that sort of requirement, the problem of a specific oracle or the problem with a specific oracle like Harbinger is that you require someone that signs the data at source. And with the system that we have now introduced for with Ubinetic for youves, we're basically able to leverage the Google attestation services that basically allow us to get a stamp that the data is accurate and has been fetched accurately from a given source, and the given source is a specific server that is running using a specific certificate. So basically, and all of this can then also be validated on-chain. So I mean, I could go more into the details of the technical implementation, but I think that would probably explode the whole scope. But in a nutshell, we're able to generically allow, I mean, as long as there is a REST API with a TLS or SSL secured server, we're able to include that data and make it available as Oracle data on chain. And yeah, that was also very exciting to side product of this project, which we're also going to be investing a lot of time expanding actually, because the thing is, many people in the community then asked us, well, can I use this also for my prediction market, where I want to basically predict the winner of a specific Formula One race? And the answer is yes, of course. I mean, do you have the API somewhere? Is it protected with SSL? So the answer is yes. Or can I use it for some sort of betting contract? And also there, the answer is yes. So it's quite cool to see that there is a need in the ecosystem for such a generic solution, and also quite cool to see that the solution we're proposing gives the people the required peace of mind, to be providing data on chain, which is not an easy task. Yeah.
Awesome. I think it's great to have different Oracle solutions on Tezos. We have more and more great components for people to use, build stuff. But I think this high-level overview is for when it comes to Ubinetics just fine. I feel like we should dive a little more into the youves product. So do you want to go ahead and maybe showcase it a little bit?
Yes, sure. I can show it on a very high level. What people will see when they get on the youves side and how it behaves. Let me see if I can share my screen here. So can you see the screen? That's always the first question.
Yep.
Yep.
Cool. Okay. So basically, the site and platform can be found on youves.com. And if you click on Start Journey, it redirects you to this app.youves.com, where there is this disclaimer basically showing, I mean, we have launched today on mainnet, but it is still very much beta. So people are still testing it, making sure everything works. And people should really use it just on their own risk. In either way, if I accept here, I'm able then to connect with the various wallets that there are. I'll choose Spire here, where I can confirm my address. Once I'm connected, I mean, you can also see some statistics without connecting to the Spire wallet. But once I'm connected, I have the choice between 3 different journeys. Basically, minting, where I will come with Tezos as collateral or Tez as collateral, and then minting the synthetic asset. This is especially interesting if you are interested, or if you believe that the value of Tez is going up, because you're collateralizing against the US dollar. The other thing is a savings pool, where you can basically lock up your UUSD and then earn an interest rate, which is also quite an interesting thing, because nowadays having something like a savings account at a bank is kind of impossible, at least in Europe, and that's also one kind of side product that came out of the whole engine behind it. And the last one is the staking. With regards to the staking, I have to say that all the fees and rewards that get collected during the interaction with the platform are distributed to the people that stake the U token. So there is no other party that is getting some fees. So it's going to all the U holders. But yeah, let's start with the minting then. And here you can, at the moment, just select the UUSD. At later stage, you will be able to select the various synthetic assets, and you can choose how much collateral you're willing to lock up. and then also how much UUSD you want to mint. You see that we're having a target collateralization ratio of 3, so 3 to 1. If with the current price of roughly $5 US, I can now mint 0.3 synthetic USDs. But I can also choose to be more conservative and just mint 5, and then I will have a 0.5, and then I will have a collateralization ratio of 500%. All the various bakers are in here, or it's interesting because now it's not loading all the entire site from Baking Bad. However, if you don't find your baker, you can, now they're showing up. You can basically then just select it. I'll go with the baking team. Then I click on Mint. I don't know if you're able to see the pop-up from Spire, where Beacon is basically working its magic. And then I can create the transaction. And as soon as the transaction gets accepted, I am a proud owner of a youves vault with 1 TES in collateral. Something else to mention here is certainly the minting fee, which is a one-off fee whenever you mint, which is distributed to the people that stake U tokens, as well as the lending fee. The lending fee adapts based on how well the UUSD tracks the USD price. We see here that the price is at the moment something like 3% off, right? It's 97. It should be 1. But if that price, and now the transaction got accepted, if that price keeps and stays roughly the same, then the interest rate is not changed. If it is off, it's either changed in one way or the other to make sure that people get incentivized to save more or save less of your USDs. Cool. Now that I have minted and created my vault, I will be eligible for collecting U tokens. I just minted, so it's going to take some time before I see some U balance showing up. I could also choose to deposit more collateral, so more TES, or withdraw the TES that is not used, mint more UUSD, burn them. Exactly. Another interesting thing is the conversion. So if I want, I can always, as a minter, buy back UUSD. If they're now too expensive at the market, I can convert them back using the convert options for a fee. After I have minted, I can now also choose to put my 0.49 USD in the savings account, and this will then make me eligible for the interest rate that we saw before. So here we see that there is an interest rate of 5.36% that you would get yearly. This changes the more or less people are in the savings pool. And last but not least, the staking. Here, since I don't have use yet, I could choose to buy some use, which at the moment, since the platform just started and the use are just coming up, they're very, very scarce. That's why the price is also quite crazy at the moment. But, you can still choose to buy some use here, and this works using Quipu swap in the background. So if we click here on swap, I can then just purchase some U as long as I don't have them. But I will also start getting some U. So if I refresh tomorrow, I will see some initial U balance from the minting activity that I just did. Yes, I will just then show also the staking once I have this U token, the transaction went through, and then you will also be able to better understand how the rewards flow to the U token holders that are willing to stake their U. It seems like the network is also a little bit slower than expected today. However, I think that's because I'm a little bit more focused on transaction time now. So let me see here the savings just to show it. And now I have locked up this 49 cents in the savings account, and I don't know if the transaction already went through, but in either case, I think maybe if I refresh, no. In either way, I'm having also some issues with the transaction coming through now from time to time.
That's fine. Well, while that's loading, it looks like we have a few questions, Alessandro,
Yes.
from the audience. But
yes,
before we jump into those questions, I just have to say the UI looks pretty amazing on youves. Was that kind of something that you all always took a strong focus towards from the beginning?
I mean, one of the ambitions of papers definitely is to be able to provide to human and easy access to like new technology. And we started with mobile applications back in the days where the iPhone came out, because this was kind of a new technology that would revolutionize the way humans interact with software. And now with blockchain, it's basically the same. So it is in our DNA to come up with solutions that are secure and deliver a high standard in user experience. But what I really have to say here as well is that there are so many teams in the Tezos ecosystems working so hard to basically provide the best possible developer experience that I cannot say that it was just our hard work. I mean, there is for sure Taquito that is used here that helped us I mean a lot, Beacon, and also the Smart Pi guys that I would like to thank for their hard work that make this solution possible.
Yeah, this also kind of goes to show that there's increasingly good components for builders out there in the Tezos world. So anyone that's viewing and is planning to build something, there's more and more great components you can use to build faster and build greater.
Absolutely, and I think also with the Granada upgrade, the user experience will improve further because of shorter block times. And you know what is really cool is you can interact with smart contracts for a couple of cents already now. With Granada, it will be slashed again by a factor of 6. So these are all very, very exciting developments in the Tezos ecosystem. And yeah, I think that for a platform like youves, it was definitely the right choice to go with Tezos. Yeah, it seems like there's not enough liquidity in in the QuipuSwap pool for the UUSD. There is more liquidity, but yes, I'm sorry that I cannot show the staking part, but I think
No issue. I think
people would be able to see that.
no issue at all. I think that was a good overview. Thanks for that, Alessandro. And for all our viewers, head to youves.com or app.youves.com to check out the project yourself. Yeah, maybe we'll get to some of the questions that we've had in the chat. Will, do you want to take one?
Yeah, so we probably had 2 or 3. Someone in the audience asked, again, what makes this offering unique when there are other long-established tokenized asset plays available?
I think that's a very fair question. And I think it's really about the ability of the users to choose an engine and then choose a data feed and then be able to create their own token. This vision is not fully there yet, I understand that, but this is definitely where we want to go towards to. And I'm really excited about that, to be honest, because it will democratize the ability to choose which tokens that you want to hold without the need to have either a huge wine cellar or a huge garage to be able to profit from appreciation of wine or classic cars.
Awesome. So another question we had revolves around staking APY. Can you tell us more about that?
Hello, details.
Yeah, this is really difficult to say right now, because I mean everything can be calculated in detail, since it is kind of a closed smart contract system in itself and deterministic system. But the thing is, there are various inputs, so it depends on how many people are currently staking. So if you're the only person staking, no matter whether with 1 U or with 1,000 or 10,000 U, you will get all the rewards that are generated from the platform. So that's one of the parameters. The other one is also the minting activity and how much collateral is locked in total. Only then you can basically estimate what the APY will be. At the moment it's just really too soon to tell a number. I mean, we just launched like 5 hours ago, so.
Sure. Maybe a follow-up question from my side is let's talk a little bit about the emission of you, given that it's such a critical component of this platform. Like, what are the specifics? What is the supply cap, or how exactly is it distributed? You already touched a little bit on that, but maybe you want to take it further.
Yes, sure. So there are 45,000 U's being generated and distributed to the people that are minted. I have to quickly correct that. So it's people that are minting are eligible for 40,000 of the 45,000 U's that are generated every week. 5,000 go to a treasury that are there to fund programs like the Champions program for you, and also other activities. So if people are interested in that kind of stuff, we do have also a Champions program. Anyway, the issuance of these 45,000 U's per week is going to be divided by 2 after 52 weeks, and then again by 2 after 52 weeks more. So in the end, you will end up with something like 4.8 million of U's in total. But don't quote me on that, because I'm not entirely sure that I have the correct number in mind. There is a very well written article from Werner that has created basically a blog post explaining in all detail the issuance with also nice graphics.
Awesome, thanks for the insight. That sounds quite scarce.
Yes, yeah, I mean, yes, it is quite scarce, but there are 12 decimals, so it shouldn't be a problem to to in the end also get a fraction of a U or micro U or whatever.
Definitely sounds quite scarce indeed. Maybe you can tell the audience a bit more about how to get involved with the protocol. Like, what would you recommend? Just hold governance tokens, join Discord, or can you shed some more light?
If people want, I mean, Discord is definitely the best place to go at the moment, because the whole on-chain governance for EU token holders is not there yet. So what this means is that Discord is where the whole discussion will take place, and if people want to bring up ideas, ask about specific assets that they would like to see on chain, I think the Discord channels are definitely the best place to go, because we're quite active and also very active listening also to feedback. I mean, that's also part of the roadmap for after the mainnet launch.
Great. Yeah, we've had another question related to governance, which is, are there plans to have a DAO for youves? The website doesn't explicitly say DAO, though it seems to have a hybrid right now.
Yeah, so at the moment there are 7 key holders, and 4 of them are required to sign a message to perform changes of the protocol. And this is like how we want to bootstrap it. As soon as the use get distributed fairly among various people, we'll be able then to move to a more DAO-like approach. So these 7 parties that we have chosen are very important people in the community, in the Tezos community, and that are also contributing a lot. So I think to bootstrap, this was definitely a good choice.
Definitely. Before we go ahead and close out the giveaway, we would like to announce the keyword for those who have missed it. Go ahead and type in "you!" and enter for your chance to win the ledger.
Good luck.
Good luck to everyone, yes.
All right, there's another topic that I feel like would be very interesting to talk a little bit about, and that is smart contract security. I guess that really is something that might contribute to a few sleepless nights here and there. Alessandro, do you want to shed some light on the process of having smart contracts audited, and also maybe talk a little bit about your bug bounty program that you've recently introduced?
Yes, I mean, we spend a lot of time testing the whole contracts, and also having various members in the Tezos ecosystem review them. And there is right now also a official security audit ongoing. However, we felt like it's still possible that people miss some of the bugs. That's why we decided to launch together with you also the bug bounty program, which basically I mean, you can see it on the youves website, and we are paying for critical bugs up to $100,000, and if you're bored and have the capacity to test and read through the smart contracts, I really would want to motivate you to do so, because I think there's nothing worse than a nasty bug in the smart contracts.
Absolutely so. All right. Something else I find very interesting is, Alessandro, what kind of exotic synthetic asset would you personally love to see being issued on youves? You already kind of mentioned, you kind of talked about wine.
Yeah, I think wine is interesting. I mean, in the end, the question is also the liquidity that those kind of assets can get. I mean, just because now I'm mentioning a couple of ideas, I don't know whether other people think that it's a good idea as well. And you need that for a token to be liquid and also to reflect then the the intention that you have. But I think for real estate, that's something interesting that you can do. And I really think that the whole classic car stuff is also one of the more interesting ones. I mean, you can also replicate the whole stock market on Tezos with this kind of mechanism. I'm not too interested in stuff that you're able to buy, because the stock market, you can just enter it also without a platform like this. But I think, I'm really excited about hearing more what the people think would be an interesting synthetic asset, and then I think to take it from there, make it possible.
Definitely, I think we share that excitement. That's the beauty of a decentralized protocol, right? There's different people putting forward different views, and at the end, nobody really knows what's gonna happen. So I'm certainly very excited to see what other synthetic assets are gonna be issued on youves.
Yeah, no, definitely.
All right, let's see if there are any other questions in the chat, but I think we are good. All right, Alessandro, thank you so much for being on and for introducing youves. For all our viewers, make sure to head over to youves.com and check out the application. Mint some UUSD. Make sure to claim some U tokens. Thank you everyone for viewing. Thank you, Alessandro, for being on. Very excited to see how the project's gonna unfold, and very happy to see Tezos growing further.
Yeah, likewise. Thank you for having me, and it was a pleasure as always.
And one last word: the winner for the Ledger NOS giveaway is Tim Hart. So Tim, congratulations from all of us. Be sure to be in touch with social@tezoscommons.org. All right, guys, take care. See you next time.